Welcome to another interesting episode of Youth Hub. And on Youth Hub today, we are going to be talking about the hustle and heart of being a young creative today. You know, the real journey of what it really means to be a young creative. It's not just saying, oh, I'm a young creative, or the people that have done better. You know, behind the scenes, we often see the glamour, the highlights, the accomplishments, the achievements, the goals they've been able to smash. But what really happens behind the scenes? What are the things they think about? What are their fears? What are the things that, make them feel like, okay, they are not enough? And with this, we are going to be having T-Roy join us because there's so much to the hustle, the heart, and the resilience it takes to keep going and being a young creative. I mean, emphasis on being a young creative today in our contemporary society. Joining us is T-Roy Tiobe. I don't know if I pronounced that well, but I'm not a fan of murdering people's names, and I hope I did not murder that. I'm not a murderer. He is an inspirational artist and musician who's carved a path unique in Nigeria's creative scene. T-Roy has, been using his talents to, entertain, and not only entertain, but also uplift and inspire others. Today, he'll be sharing his stories, his challenges he's faced, and lessons he's learned along the way, because it's been a long time coming. And for every young creative there's definitely something that has pushed you. There's definitely something that you have to tell people who are watching you, who are looking up to you, your story, your challenges, because you're human and you are not perfect, so you have to tell them. They have to listen because someone out there is looking up to you. So we're going to explore what it really takes to balance passion with purpose, balance passion with what you really want to do and what you don't want to do, and the practical needs as a young creative today. So T-Roy, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to Youth Hub. I did want to skip it, but I think I like your shoes.
Oh.
And then the coat of many colors. It's giving Gen Z, and I'm a Gen Z creative. Are you a Gen Z?
No, I'm not a Gen Z.
Why are you running away from being a Gen Z, though? The Gen Zs like those kind of things.
Yeah, if you can be there, you join them.
Okay, so you've been an OG before the IG.
Do you know?
You get.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Happy to be here on the show. And talking about passion and personal needs. I remember back when I just graduated from university, I got a job with Family History International as family history consultant.
Okay. So what course was that you did in school? History?
Sociology. No.
Sociology. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So genealogy work is part of sociology.
Sociology.
Yeah,
yes.
we do the study of families.
Genes,
and then the story. And then from the beginning of family and then family generations and all.
Does that really work here in Nigeria?
Yeah, they do. It's actually going on in Nigeria, and it's been going on for the past 5 years now.
Wow, I'm just getting to know that.
Exactly, because it doesn't come around.
Yeah.
Maybe you should employ me to come
of
and do family research so that you know where your ancestors come from.
Please leave my ancestors.
That's the thing again. When you don't actually understand about these things, you think they have a negative effect on you. But one thing I know is the ancestors cannot be complete without us, and we cannot be complete without our
them.
ancestors,
Yeah,
because
true.
we are the same, and there's no difference. And they are the reason why we're here, and we are the reason why they existed.
Right.
So yeah.
So we're just like
exactly.
a twinkle.
It's just because of not having the deep understanding of the importance of having the knowledge of where you come from, or how because whatever you are now, it is something that had happened that triggered
yes, that
to your
brought
being
about
here.
you.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
exactly.
you understanding that alone has given you an understanding about your purpose in life. And that's why family history is important, actually. So I got a job as a family history consultant and researcher back then, and I was actually doing well financially, but it wasn't enough. And then I looked at it, and I had always known that I wanted to do music. I wanted to impact the world with my music, and I just don't do music that people dance to. I do music that educates, uplift, and inspire.
How did I know all that? I think so. My intuition is really strong.
Of course. I said black women, they have a lot
oh my
of
God.
So actually, I knew I was heading somewhere, and this right, I had hoped in was not going to take me into where I was headed, except my passion.
Okay.
So I had to give up the job. At the moment, I was scared. I was uncertain because, you know, I wasn't sure of what tomorrow holds and the risk to sacrifice what was giving me money at the moment and paying my needs. And then the relationship I had with people as of that time. You know, when you're in the creative world, you're totally choosing a different path from the regular.
Yes.
So even by your way of life and your totality, you are different from the regular. So it is something that not everyone is bold enough to stand up to. But looking back now, all I can do is smile because I feel I made the right choice, even though I wasn't sure. After all, who knows better what tomorrow holds?
Right.
We're only trying.
Okay, so let's start with what's one thing you wish people knew about young creatives behind the scenes today, that you wish they knew about it?
Basically, I would love to share that dreams come true.
Okay.
If you understand that basis, then you will know that so long as you've invested your time, energy, and totality into anything, so far as is of good pursuits, then trust me, it's going to actually come out well as you have envisaged it. Because as a man thinketh, so he is. So exactly, and it cannot begin. There's nothing that has ever been without imagination. So if
there's nothing that's ever been without imagination.
Of course, okay. If creatives will understand that your imaginative powers is as effective as your creative powers, then of course you will definitely be whatever you want to be.
Okay, that's interesting. That's really beautiful. I picked something there that for everything, someone imagined everything. Someone imagined building cable wires, building televisions, building everything, shoes, lipstick, everything that we wear. Yeah. And that's valid. That's a very valid point there. But you know, we don't want to all become Joseph the Dreamer. But I know that Joseph actually made it down the line because he dreams. So now let's talk about individuality in a society and in an industry that values what you show them than your individuality. What has been your going? How do you put that up without having a facade differently from, you know, who you are, who you really are?
You know, I always give this analogy about the spacious building. The spacious building is the group of people who are claiming to be happy and who are out there saying, come on to us, we are happy people, but in the reason they are not really happy. So if you are the type that is on a mission and you go listening to the spacious building people and you want to be like them, you end up with a bloody nose and they will ask you, who are you? So yes, what I'm trying to say is I love me, and talking about individuality is all about understanding your purpose. We mustn't be the same.
Okay.
Yeah, we were born different.
I mean, look at...
Exactly. You have just picked this lady. You have been using my words without me saying them. You know what I'm trying to say? Look at the fingers, they are not equal. We all have each of them have their own purpose. So I mustn't be this finger when I'm this finger. Do you understand? So for me, I stand out, even though with the whole noise in the world and the trends and all of that, you mustn't be like those in the spacious building. You have to stand for what you know, believe, and you're professing. And there's no, I don't say there's no formula in life that says it must be Mr. A or Mr. B or you are no more an alphabet. No.
Right.
Yeah, how many alphabets?
26.
26 alphabets. So if you have 26 alphabets, then why must you be A? Man, I want to be Z if that's necessary.
Like a Gen Z, you see.
I didn't even see that.
Now you come back to being that Gen Z. Okay, now let's talk about your inspiration. You say you make inspirational music.
Yeah.
What inspired you to go into taking up music? Like you said, you had something doing, but it was not going to give you that freedom. Yeah. What was that inspiration that inspired your inspiration?
Oh, the inspiration that inspired my inspiration. I love that. Okay, basically, I understand that music is a tool, and if used properly, can help heal the world and make it a better place. The music in our time has been saturated. You can agree with me on that.
Oh, well, I
Back
have
in
to.
those days, people will listen to music and sleep. Even as a kid, there were good music that I listened to, and I never
Like
really understood
yesterday, I had to listen
exactly-
to very cool because I had a very hectic day. I was like,
Exactly.
I need some cool music to pacify me to sleep.
Exactly. So if we should understand that, then why are we going with what the world is accepting, even when it's actually
What do you
not-
think the world is accepting?
They are accepting noise. Yeah, the world wants noise. The world
Oh
wants.
my God.
But when you're tired of dancing and celebrating, what do you actually do? You meditate.
Yes.
And you need good music to do
Meditate.
that. That's where my music comes from. My music is my journey, it's my experience, it's my thoughts, and it's my emotions that I try to share with the world. I feel like we in this world, we are like a mirror, and each have a piece. And if we join it together, then we can see how beautiful we are. But that can only happen if you bring a quarter and I bring a quarter. So for me, I keep saying I will share the quarter of my with the world, and if by any chance one find a reason to be uplifted through my sound or music or experience, then I'll be the happiest man on earth.
All right. So, what's been one of the hardest decisions you've made in balancing your passion with your career and your practical needs?
It's following my dream, regardless of.
Another Joseph.
Yeah,
Joseph.
I love to talk about this dream. You know,
What did it teach you to dream, though?
the truth is, if you're not dreaming, you're not living.
I hope you guys you have a pen and paper because he's
Yeah.
dropped something before and this again. If you're not dreaming,
you're not living.
And imaginations need to come for your dream to materialize. Oh my
Exactly.
God, it's giving
Yeah.
Shakespeare.
So, so the truth is, if I don't have a dream, then I am as well as a man with no purpose. Because the world has already been made. All we need to do is to add our quarter into it to make it a better place. So if you're gone, or if someday you're no more here, what do you want the world to remember you for? For me, I want them to listen to my music and remember that somehow there was a man
And there was
with
T-Roy.
yeah, there was a man
called
of
T-Roy.
hope and faith. I'm a dreamer as well. Not
And a
just
Joseph.
so the best and the most craziest decision I've ever made was to follow my passion and dream
Wow.
against all odds.
Against all odds. Now that's the thing, against all, because there will be odds.
Of course.
There will be challenges.
Of course.
So how has your definition of success evolved? And what do you focus on now that you feel like you've attained some height of success?
You know, before now, I would think of success in so many ways. I had my evolvement of success or definition of success have actually been like a journey. Before now, my definition of success was basically by having approval, you know.
Or maybe financial freedom.
Yeah, financial freedom, and then having general approval of people.
Oh,
that my
have them to validate you?
Yeah, validation.
Wow.
Yeah, having that validation, and then financial freedom, and then making charts and sales. That's so many charting music charts and boards and billboards and all of that. But over time, as I grew up in my career, I understood that success is far from there. It's not just about financial freedom. It's not just about validation. It's not just about me. It's also about my mental health, my physical health, and my total well-being. And also the music that I do, how has it impacted the people around me?
Exactly.
I keep saying, when Jesus Christ walked this earth, the greatest multitude he ever taught was 5,000 people. Did you believe that? The ones he gave bread and fish. That was the highest multitude he ever taught
Yes.
per time. But do you know how many people who know Jesus Christ today? Exactly. It's because he was mindful and he had a purpose and he knew it was not about the crowd. It was about who he had contact with. And that is what I'm doing with my music. If it is one person per time, then that's success to me. And me sharing this about my music today with the world, and you in particular, and the rest of the world, that's success to me. So my success, my evolution of success theory has actually been different from what the world says to be success.
And right now that you might have gotten you might have attained success to some level, do you think there's something you might not have considered at the start of your career?
Yeah. At first, I really didn't consider the fact that this is a lifetime thing. So it doesn't matter.
You're just thinking it's just one quickie
Yeah,
policy.
it was like,
policy
I
was
want to use a word, but it's the wrong word. It wasn't like that kind
Okay,
of thing. You know
okay.
what I mean? So it is a long time journey. And when you are on a life journey, you have to understand. For me, I keep saying that, like my friend will always say, a man who gives up is a man who is dead. Like you're only dead when you give up.
Yes.
So I don't think I'm dying soon.
But you know, some people are actually dead and working.
Exactly.
And have given up but still alive.
Exactly. That is why I say they are not dreaming. If they should actually go back to their beds or in their beds and they wake up the next day with the hopes for a better tomorrow, that's a dreamer. A dreamer is one that wakes up with a better hopes of a better tomorrow, even regardless of how crazy the night had been, or
the previous day had been.
Exactly. So for me, if I had understood that, man, this thing is gonna work out somehow, someday, one way or the other, you just have to take it slow and enjoy the ride. Then of course, like every roller coaster ride, I would have been smiling on it.
You should sing us a very quick, nice song before we go. But now let's come to you. Let's come to you first of all before we go to you singing.
Yeah.
Could you share like a time where you faced a really major challenge in your career and how you were able to bounce back from it? Because normally, certainly, there must have been that time where you were like, you could have been livid, you could have been emotional, you could have broken down, you could have been at your Waterloo. Maybe your family must have even said, "We have told you to leave this singing thing." Why you say?
If I tell you that story, this episode will have another episode. But
we'll go on and on.
Yeah, but of course we all have our lows and highs.
Yeah.
And there's no life that is devoid of highs and lows.
Yes, exactly.
They go, it's
Hand
yin
in
and
hand.
yang,
Yeah,
it's
yin
opposite
yang.
and negative, and it's
Hypertotal.
good and bad. It's, you understand? So it has to complement each other. And for me, my worst moments or my down moments will be, I would say, were in 2021. Yeah, 2020 and 2021.
During the pandemic and after the whole pandemic stuff.
That was the craziest moment of my life.
I think that was the craziest moment of everybody's life. Like it was going really, like we were all going.
You know, it got to a point my mom would say, you know, you could equally just take up a job even if as a carpenter. There are a lot of graduates.
Oh my God.
Yeah, my mom told me that in my face.
I would not believe that. I think she also meant so because it was really pulling you down. Maybe you were even in a state of depression.
I was actually
I know how music can be.
I was depressed. I was always in the room. The only time you will see me out is in the evening. I will come out and I will take a stroll just to look at the breeze and have a feel of the environment and see one or two people and then go back in my cave again because I felt like
cave.
It was a cave. Yeah, what?
Really a cave.
Of course, I go back to my cave because it was hard to comprehend what the life was actually. And I saw that a lot of people, especially my mates, were doing well in their life struggles, and I was the only one with stories of saying, "Man, I'm believing it's gonna come. It's gonna come. It's gonna come." But I tell you something.
That position is really hard to come
off. But I tell you one thing. If I should tell you from experience that dreams come true, you better believe me. And I tell you this, I love to share this with people from experience. Whatever you want to do, I bet you don't ever sell yourself short by thinking if I should ask for just 5% of this, it will come quicker. It's no different from asking for 100% of it. We have taken a deal with life.
Right?
Yeah, of course. See, this is like life. The world is like a restaurant. It's a buffet, and we have taken a deal to be here in this celebration of life. And being here in this life, whatever you ask is what you get. So why don't you ask for the best things in life?
The best of it.
Because the ones you ask and thinking you are just, it's because you know things are hard. So let me know.
We just get the small one.
But you do
go for the bigger, the larger portion.
See, my dear, whatever
the lion's share.
Exactly. Don't you look like that? No, let's be realistic. Don't you think you deserve better?
Of course.
Exactly.
I
So
do deserve better. Even the best, not even better.
Why are you seeking for that least one, thinking it's just for part-time? There is no part-time in life. Life is a continuous process. So if you think it's a part-time, then you have not started being serious with whatever you think is a dream or reality that you're actually working for.
I'm really getting educated, you guys. Like, my knowledge is broadening, because I mean, when I have people who are higher than me in some kind of knowledge talk to me, come on my program, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm learning, because that is the essence. And the audience are also learning. They're also knowing that maybe it's not just them, because some people feel they're all in this all on their own. They don't have anybody to support them, which brings me to my next line of thought. You know, what role has community played in your career journey, and how important is it to have a community and to support you as a young creative, or to find support in each other?
You know, I'm a member of a community. Basically, I know we all have communities where we come from, but there are community by birth and there are those by association.
Yes.
Yeah, so for me, there is this one that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Okay.
And my inspiration, actually being from my experiences, I realized I had a purpose for music to actually uplift people when I actually found this faith. And in it, I also realized that this community do not just tell you what you should do. It teaches you who you are. And from there, every other thing is an appendage, including that which you should do part-time or for a lifetime. So for me, the community has been so much a pivotal to my purpose and dream. Like, it has contributed a lot, in the sense that when I look at it as a family, which is the smallest unit of a community or society. Now, that family which you have might make you, but what you make out of the family is what actually really counts and stands for your existence. So for me, being a member of this family and growing in this family, it has opened my eyes to a lot of realities, even about self-awareness. And that's why I can boldly tell you that as a God that you and I are, from the head,
little God.
Yeah. You know, that's the thing. The word makes you think it's little. Is God actually little?
Now I'm about to get enlightened again. Please go ahead.
Yeah, is God little?
No,
the one that made you in his image, is he little?
He is the monarch.
Exactly.
Of the
so
universe.
Why do you think you are little? He made you in his image, which his image is not
we
less.
are the small ones.
No. His image is not less.
Okay.
It is the world that wants you to accept
that you are less,
so that they can have something above you other than which is what created you. So if you understand that the one in you is more than the one in the world, then you understand that you are big but not less. So we are gods, and that actualization or that realization is the first rule to yourself, to your actualization of goal or whatever that you dream of, because you know that you have the power of creation.
Yeah.
What we're doing here is
it's creation. Yeah, that's true. Actually, I never really saw it in that sense.
That's the thing. So making food is creation. Don't you know that food is recipe?
Of course.
And don't you also know
someone came up with that recipe?
Someone created those things, and you create that every day you go home. If you want to make your bed, you are creating your bed as how you want to sleep on it. So we are God.
So being creative is not just that. It's just being a musician. After all, every other thing is being a creative.
Yeah, and we are creating these things in different ways. He said, go ye into the world and multiply. What do you think is the multiplication? It's not just about making kids.
Children,
no,
yes.
People get this thing wrongly. It's about doing one thing or the other that will make the world a better place for us and for those to come.
Wow, I don't know. I should be giving you a round of really big applause, because this is such an insight. Like, you just broadened my knowledge, and I know my people out there, my audience out there, they are really learning, and they are going to love this conversation. So what's one piece of advice you wish you'd received earlier in your journey as a creative? Because I know the little mistakes you feel like you made, or there are some things that you feel like if you had done, you should have done better, or you could have been better, you would have gone farther in life. And how might it help others who are starting out?
You know, we've always heard this word, patience is a virtue.
Sabali.
Yeah, Sabali, yeah. Patience is a virtue, but I think we've undermined that statement. If we are patient with first ourselves, the process, and the Creator, then we understand that His perfect plan for our life is for us to be happy. That's the plan of our Heavenly Father for each and every one of us. So if your dad, if you understand that your father wants you to be happy, tell me, would you be tensed? Would you be everywhere trying to make things happen for yourself? You'll be relaxed.
Yeah.
Because you have assurance. Assurance cover you, Shay. Of course, exactly.
Which assurance? You Davido and Choma?
No, Heavenly Father's assurance cover all of us. You understand? So if I had known before now, I wouldn't have been rushed. I would have been rushed in making some decisions because
Right.
I was hoping I would do.
You could do them on your own. Actually.
Yeah, you understand. And for me, I love to think that we are all missionaries, but the work to which we are doing is what we need to define. Who are you doing this missionary work for, and for what purpose are you? For me, is to preach the good will to all men through my music.
Wow.
And I think you're doing the
Wow.
same by giving this platform for
Yes.
people like me to come and reach out to the multitude.
Of course.
So
Let them see you.
today that in my time I am the Christ, and you and this platform is the bread and the fish that brought their attention. Because I tell you, when Jesus Christ fed those 5,000 people, it was not about the food and the fish.
Yes.
He wanted to tell them something about the body, which is Him. That you can eat Him and never taste, but you can
And
eat
you
this
still have
man.
a lot and lots and lots to eat.
Exactly. So now what we are doing is actually missionary work, and I see my music that way. And for me, I love to say this to every creative out there: when you are on the right path, please stay on it. Help will soon attend you someday, somehow.
Amen.
Yeah.
I mean, from your music to your wordings, it's really inspirational. This was really an inspirational episode.
Thank
I
you very
won't
much.
even lie. And to think someone just looking at you, think the whole Gen Z paparazzi will say, this one.
Yeah.
But come on, you're giving us a webinar, you're giving us something to think on. You're giving us Shakespeare, showing cast standard. All right, T-Roy, that was really, and wow, I'm amazed. Like I'm left speechless. I don't think I have any more things to say because you've really enlightened us so much on this. So now, T-Roy, it's time for us to play a game before we wrap up for this session of Youth Hub. Now, T-Roy, my audience are watching and they'd like to know a bit of you. Can you tell us 2 truths and a lie about T-Roy?
Okay.
And let me just have to guess the lie for my audience, you know.
Okay. 2 truths and a lie.
Yes.
First, as good as I am making music in the studio, so I am in the kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah, I make good music in the kitchen.
But don't forget, you're still going to sing a little for us.
Yeah,
Let's give us some rhythm.
I know I'm gonna do that. And then that's one, and then 2. One of it is
Okay.
I love traveling. Like
That's
traveling
true.
is a go-to for me any day, and I love football. That's a lie.
You answered it for yourself.
I think because of the way I said it, even my chin went down. You know when you lie,
You just feel like you lied.
can't do that.
All right, guys, that was truly an interesting and inspiring conversation today with T-Roy. And he reminded us that being a young creative isn't just about fame or success. It's about staying true to yourself, to your purpose, building resilience through tough times, because tough times are inevitable, and redefining what success really means to us specifically. It's about creating impact, finding purpose, and supporting others along the way. Are you a young creative out there? Please try to support others and try to know that you are on a plane that has been paid for, and that everything that comes you should take and not feel like you have to pay for any other thing. I think that's my biggest moral lesson from here. For all the young creatives out there, T-Roy's story is a powerful reminder to keep pushing forward even when the path is challenging. Remember, it's okay to redefine success in your own terms, not by what other people live or what other people have accomplished, and to balance your passion responsibility. Thank you, T-Roy, for sharing this beautiful and amazing journey with us about and being so open. I mean, you were so open about the hustle and the heart and what it takes to make a meaningful impact. We look forward to seeing you and hearing your voice and how you continue to inspire others. And to our audience, please stay tuned, stay inspired, and remember that every journey is unique. See you next time on Youth Hub. Bye for now.